Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Palmisano here. Tonight I am playing with my friends, the Gerrymanders at Pearl Street Warehouse down at the Wharf in D.C. Sitting in with them for a couple songs, and one of them is going to be Eyes of the World. And I figured while I, revisit some of these songs I'm excited to play live with a band I've never played with before, I'd make one of these videos for you. So I pulled up, this is, the famous Winterland show, 1974, upscaled by my friend Chris Hazard. Chris, always great work. Let's jump in. Quick refresher, everyone. Again, for me too, your vibe is E major 7, right? So E major, but with a D sharp in it. That's the vibe of the tune. The whole song is basically about D sharp, right? The cool things here, again, these are not always the same, but it's a descending pattern that goes D sharp, C sharp, B. That's your move. And then what you'll hear is this little, cadence going down. Sometimes it's, right? It's this, right? Like a little G sharp, F sharp, little G sharp minor here. Sometimes it's, you can see Jerry doing this little C sharp minor triad, right? Creates that little fluff to G sharp minor. The whole point is that you get this somebody in the band and you're focusing on this D sharp, and when you land down here, someone else playing that D sharp. Accentuate G sharp minor over E. Yes. So bouncy. Phil.
Right outside this lazy summer home, ain't got time to call your soul a critic.
Okay. You've heard me say it once, you're going to hear me say it 1,000 times, okay? You don't really understand what the song is until you learn the melody. As guitar players, we learn our rhythm, like the actual rhythm, and we learn the harmony, like what are the chords, but the actual notes that make it fit always seems secondary. This song always stands out to me, and it's one I remember as being, even though we're in the key of E, the vibe of this, right? The up and downness of the melody is in B, right? It's right? It's even though you're in E here, right? 1, 2, 3 in B. That's your basic vibe. Now you have this B minor, right? A la Althea, right? B minor, A to E, right? Let's keep going.
Right outside
By the way, I've done a deep dive on this, so I'm just realized I'm not going to make this video about a deep dive on this performance. Let's just watch the boys and try to remember how it goes.
lazy gate of winter summer home, wondering
So
where
bouncy.
the nut-thatched windows, wings a mile long, just carry the bird.
forgot about that modulation. A to C, and now we're in G.
Find out that you are the eyes of the world.
That. Is it?
That you are the eyes of the world.
What's interesting about this, right, is you have this F sharp note, right? So that firmly puts us in the key of G, okay? Because you got this, right? So you're not going to be expecting an F chord in here, okay?
The heart has its beaches, its homeland and thoughts of its own. Wait now, discover
Modulate up to D.
that you are the song that the
You hear Phil there?
Wait now, discover that you are.
That's why I love Phil Lesh. Okay, so again, it's just D to C. But what does Phil do? He's on D, and instead of going down to the root of C, he goes up to E, which is the major third of C. Subtle, but huge. Listen to it.
Wait now, discover that you are the song that the morning brings. The heart has its seasons, its evenings, and songs of its own.
So, what this is here, E major 7 to B minor 7. Now, later in the jam, they'll start adding in, or at least, I don't know if they did it in 74, but they should start going down to B minor 7 to an A, okay, or A major 7. But the thing to pay attention here, okay, and you heard Jerry just do it there, is in E major 7, what do you get? D sharp, remember, and you hear him hammering on that major 7th, that, and then when you go to B minor 7, right, not same key, because what do you get now? You get a D natural. So the whole thing about this solo, right, is are we D sharp or are we D natural? The rest of the notes, I don't want to say that they're less important, but they don't spell out the function, the function of the chord that changed as clearly. The third creates function more than any other note. And if you can get to that change in the closest space, meaning one fret, that's going to be the clearest you could ever spell it out, okay? So this to that's the game. Listen to Jerry hunt it right here. D sharp. You got a little bend. Right through it. Like that right there. That. Right? You're kind of just... So normally you would go down, right, for E major, right? But you're going, there's a D. Because there's your piece of B minor right there, right? still have, right? Now, he's not going to do something bluesy like that. At least, I don't think he's going to. Right there, again, you know. That right there is the game. We're hammering D sharp. Doing this little chromatic. And then back on D, right? Which is the minor third of B minor. Same spot, we're just... It's all right under your fingers. It's all one fret away. There's the A. I love that move.
Live no particular way but our own. Live no particular way but our own. Sometimes we visit your country and live in your home. Sometimes we ride on your horses. Sometimes we walk alone. Sometimes the songs that we hear are just songs of our own. Sometimes we walk alone. Sometimes the songs that we hear are just songs of our own.
I always forget this little back to A, E, A, E, A, A, and then A to a C major. Again, we've been C sharping this whole song. So having it go A up a minor third to make a major triad, again, this is one of those things where it's just like, it is good because it sounds good. You don't have to wrap your head around it too much. Just know that if you're playing C, right, and you happen to be noodling around here, you know, hit a C.
Wake up to find out that you are the eyes of the world.
By the way, this little descending move, right? It's that, right? Root, major 7, 6, 5. It's the same thing you did over E, right? Right? Root 7, 6, 5. It's the same cadence. That's why it's memorable, but it's over a different chord.
The heart has its teachers, its homeland and thoughts of its own. Wake up, discover that you are the song that the morning brings.
Phil, so
The heart has its seasons, its evenings and songs of its own.
you hear Phil right there. Again, on that D sharp. By the way, not going to B minor here, just staying, right? Just staying on E major 7. By the way, they just went to G sharp minor, and now we're back. Now we're back in E major 7. Which again, relative major and minor. No, that's incorrect. Not relative major and minor. You're focusing on the upper triad, which is G sharp minor. But sometimes it's the E in the bass, so it's E major 7, or sometimes it's actually the G sharp in the bass, and it's just G sharp minor. Love hearing Phil wander around. There it is again. So when you're going through something like this, where the actual harmony itself, it's really just the focal point of the root. It's the wrong way to put it, but the tonal center is really what changes, not the notes, right? So G sharp minor, you should all know how to play over G sharp minor, right? E major 7 is just G sharp minor, but with E in the bass. So, nowhere in this upper triad am I holding down the E. I'm playing D sharp instead. So, it's really all the same notes. It's the same chord scales, if you will. You're just accentuating, you're resolving, creating tension around this D sharp kind of vibe, right? Because that's what really makes the E stand out. You never really settle on E. You really kind of settle on D sharp. That's the subtle distinction. But then over G sharp, you go full G sharp. So for example, on E, right? Over G sharp. Right? So it's all the same notes. It's just literally a different focus. You just got to use your ear on that one, but know that you're just listening for when the rest of the band changes, okay? And you're just saying, okay, I'm resolving to this, focusing on the D sharp over when it's on E, right? And then when it's on G sharp, then I can really just focus on that. Or just don't think about anything. Now we went to E flat minor, D sharp minor. Okay. Okay, we're going to some outer space jam. Probably going to stop the video now, but some cool stuff happening. So one, the whole focus on eyes was D sharp, right? We teased this E major 7 to G sharp minor a few times, and then we jump right in to D sharp, but let's just make the whole bad boy minor. Total key change. Hello? Anybody paying attention? And then we're down, right? Once we're there, then we're gonna go down to this C, like diminished thing, stacked minor thirds, which again, it really creates the sound of a dominant chord. It really creates this, like, you know, it could really be any one of those notes, but in my world, I hear this and I'm just like, oh, this is like the dirtiest B7 ever, you know, like this, you know. But anyway, we'll save that for another lesson. But the fact that that's where they go after this light and fluffy, it's just the most Grateful Dead thing ever. Anyhow, this is the strangest video I've done in a minute, but I'm so excited to play these tunes tonight. If you happen to be in and around DC, you feel like getting out, come to the Pearl Street Warehouse. I'll be playing with Gerrymanders for a couple songs. Come say hi if you're in the neighborhood. You'll hear this tune. We're going to do a bunch of songs. And again, when you're just working through this solo section, the thing about this is it's E major 7 to B minor 7. But the underlying core of what's happening, the number one thing, the number one movement that changes the function is you have your D sharp going to D. That's it. Are we D sharping or are we D'ing, right? So you can think of that if you want to as, like I said before in the basic melody, put an E in the bass, play B major, you know. Right? You can certainly do that, right? If you want to just, you got to remember to A natural, but still. Kind of think B mixo, if you will. But anyway, point is major third, right? But then you can think B minor. So you can mix B major and B minor if that's your bag, okay? But even on a simpler level, okay? If you're thinking E, when it goes to the B, just switch right to that D and then do your little B minor stuff. That's, I would say, the simplest and most obvious way through. Anyhow, that is it, my friends. For all you GuitarGate members out there, I'm going to create an Eyes of the World jam track on Teleport, and I will upload it, and I will include the link in this video, in the description. For those that don't know, I make a living running an online lesson community called GuitarGate, where you have all my lessons, all my courses, and you also, it's a new thing, you get the Teleport pedal for free for all of us to play along with, and the Teleport app for us all to collaborate and make music on. So, if you become a member, You will not only get all my lessons and all the lessons by my artist friends that come and do lessons each week, but you'll also get the teleport included free, yours to keep, no extra charge, and the app that lets you join the community and make music with thousands of other people who have literally made like almost 8,000 songs together now. It's extremely cool. Anyway, you go to the link in the description, you go to store.guitargate.com and look for membership. And that's it, my friends. I love you all. Take care. Keep the guitar in your hands, and I hope to see some of you out in DC tonight. Cheers.